Hi, I'm Andree, a writer who draws. Over the first 3 episodes, I've come to realize AHSOKA isn't really for me. The target audience is generally kids, young adults, and fans with a shelf or more of memorabilia. I'm a 50-year-old self-employed socialist, but I don't have any socialist toys or posters either. Note to self. Order Chomsky's manufacturing consent. Let's see if AHSOKA can teach me anything by the halfway mark. John Williams III. This is copyright claimed by YouTube and it's blocked in all the regions you can think of. Although there's no impact, it refers to another bit that has me going out and talking to Cam. That's copyrighted. My room is copyrighted. Tinkle bit, tinkle bit. Veteran deep-sea Alaskan fishermen have something called the Pribilof's stare. We have the AHSOKA stare in spades this episode.
If we can't make the journey to find Ezra.
There's been an awful lot of talk of finding Ezra, but no actual proof of him being alive. It's putting me in mind of going back into the woods, see if I can find Bigfoot or Elvis.
The gods would not delay them long.
But you will.
There hasn't been a single zombie, and Michonne is really getting on my nerves. Lock'em sock'em robot.
Help! Help!
Help! Hold on, I'll get the Wi-Fi code. Okay. It's 2R. That's uppercase. Lowercase U 4 6 X is lowercase 6. Oh, you've got it?
You always did better that way, in my opinion.
Well, I'm glad we've got over our differences and we're a loving group of friends again.
Together.
Nothing can stop us. Shiny, happy people laughing. Meet me in the crowd.
Mom, how come I have to do what I'm told and you don't?
Hey, Slippery. Hey, Abed. I'm going to go out and play in traffic. I thought you'd both like to come up with me. Get up on my shoulders, go on. Then the first car that stops for us, the three of us can run over to the door, pull them out. Slippery, you take out their eyes. I bet we'll distract them with some crotch biting. And I'll grab the keys. So that was going to be an original video skit for this session, filmed with the gerbils. But I came down this evening to find out that Slippery is not a boy after all, and there's 4 or 5 extra life forms in the gerbil radium. Cool.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Thus far, AHSOKA show's been gentle on my ignorance of deep lore. It might be Carson and these others were in Rebels. Was Rebels a name of Star Wars characters performing music? Darth Bowie? Or a show about the Jedi punk scene? X-Wing Specs? The Gas Pistols? The Exogorths? The Clash? Paddy Sith? Staring Heads? Nice lighting there. They must know they're in a live-action series.
Witchcraft.
Epic Beard doesn't get out to stadium concerts, does he? The women run through the forests, straight to Lord Peroxide and word spam a lot. Hey, I do the long pauses around here.
Going somewhere?
Now, just down to the shops, Mum.
The first thing we'd better do is split up.
This is the third episode to feature Sir Not Jedi Knight. Initially, I thought he was a robot, and then I thought about the first episode of Scooby-Doo. I'm not clear on if they've been properly introduced, in which case I guess they're trying for mystery. I'm calling them as Ezra. The waitress looks off her game here, just carrying her wand around like an encumbrance. She can't see the whoosh for the trees.
Thanks, Andy. AHSOKA and the Dark Knight seem evenly matched at this point. Sparks are literally flying. Cracking stuff. What's the word in the studio?
Sean, unfortunately Reigns cancelled play on the 3:30 at Avisham. The bookies, lads are broke, are offering favourable odds for the Jedi AHSOKA at 2-1, Ren at 3-1. Sean?
Thanks, Suzi. Oh, AHSOKA's pulling out her meditation moves. We could be seeing her lead with the chocolate orange.
Team drama over at the grassy knoll.
Andy, the Knight has pulled out a fan rotation system. Some kind of helicopter blades. AHSOKA's gone into a deep stare. Oh, and he's down! My word.
A lot of happy punters there, Sean. Meanwhile, X-Bling's heating up. Now it looks like Sabine Wren's gone into a deep stare of her own. Though it might well be exposition. While we're waiting, some tweets coming in. Arrogant Eric asks, if Sabine falls in the forest, so? Tommy1209 says, AHSOKA is my girl, woo-wah, woo-wah. And 38-year-old YouTuber at Pop's house, you've ruined my childhood, 20 more years without Star Wars, #woke.
We're going live to AHSOKA's second playoffs. They're doing a lot of talking, which is a good sign for a clash of the Titans. Oh.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
An unexpected move, conceding conversation like that. AHSOKA intends to get down to business. She's hoping to lure Baylan into a fight, but will he pull out a soliloquy? AHSOKA's realised he's not taking the bait. They're chatting again. This could be an incredible match. They're armed, they're dangerous, they're not saying anything. This set would make a fine video game feature. You can hear the humming of sabres all around the stadium. You could cut the air with a laser. And they're off! Oh, and after that opening volley, they're pacing again. They might deploy talking again any minute. Are they? No? Are they? Flash! And would you look at that Scottish dancing?
Remarkable, Sean. The choreography's ramped up a notch. Can you get us any closer to the action?
Crouching dragon. You can really see those gritted teeth and agonised expressions now. Oh, something's been thrown. No matter. Oh, a cheeky bit of capiera from AHSOKA here. Surely a grazed knee there. She's in a bid for the map. I'm hearing AHSOKA's odds are down 4-1. What's the word in the junior Padawan range, Andy?
Looks like Sabine's gone over a trump. Oh!
In the main fixture, we've a kick to the ribs. Heated battery here.
What's happened?
The final calculation is incomplete.
Get them up!
Nasty concussion there. They'll have to get the ambulance crews in.
Sabine's on the field. Oh, AHSOKA's odds just dropped. And there she goes.
Now it's Baylan's turn. Looks like he's reaching for his recollection of poetry. Has Sabine brought coffee? Baylan's offering her a job. This is unprecedented behaviour. It's unsure at this point whether she'll get her own desk or will she be hot desking it with Ezra.
Shin, release her.
Oh, that's her name.
Thanks guys, well there you have it. Quite the evening of entertainment. I'm sure many of you at home were as gripped as we were here. That's all for now. Join us later for the highlights of the Bantha racing at Chepstow.
Final checkout is completed.
The calculations are complete.
He followed us!
No one will be following us.
We're in 5.5.
Pressurizing zones 3, 5, 7, and 10. The main drive is now online.
We'll be
be safe enough once we make the jump to hyperspace.
Engage the hyperdrive.
Mom? I've got a bad feeling.
Yeah, it's probably trapped wind. Lie on your stomach a while. So AHSOKA wakes up on the bridge into Asgard and meets
Anakin.
The appearance of Hayden Christensen does for me as Mark Hamill's pop-up avatar in The Mandalorian. Both subtract from the lead story to varying extents. When I was reading Marvel comics in the 1980s and 1990s, it was common practice for the hot properties of the day to guest star in another book. Wolverine, The Punisher, Cable, usually with some level of contrivance. We've had some Anakin teasing to justify his inclusion here, and he'll either be on stage for a dream or a what-if universe. All the same, this ending smacks of clickbait, so as not to sound like an old embittered man who couldn't get a job writing for Lucasfilm if George himself emailed and said it could be about the Jedi shopping for socks. I'm going to explain why I'm so old, embittered, and talentless in a kindly way. Writers, like any of us, gain confidence in their work by labouring in familiar environments. If you're writing a story about Buffy or Darth Vader or something set on Vulcan or Westeros, it's generally a lot easier than building a completely new character. Well, you've got this characters, see, but developing those stories isn't as comfortable or secure when the character thingy is in their newly made up world of, the world of with a place and it's got somewhere to stand. But set your many characters of many names on Tatooine or Babylon 5, copyright allowing, and suddenly everything in the toy box is open to you. And that's in a sense why I'm doing a Star Wars series here on YouTube. Just if I was writing canon stories or fanfic, I could talk about a business partnership between Cy Snootles or Klaatu the Slurpee Tester. Anakin doesn't have to be clickbait. His appearance in the last frame ensures he is there for the exploitation of franchise property. Fair enough if the creators are still getting paid. I get it if he's taking a full role in the next episode, less so if it's under 4 minutes of screen time. I imagine it's closer to the latter, which is why planting him inside a complete narrative chunk would have struck me as more genuine writing. As the year woke irate, obsessed with SJW's mob, are so keen to ignore the quality of story is central. But then I'm not the target demographic. There were no whoops and hollers from me on Hayden's appearance here. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'm glad you did, and don't let anything I've said distract from your happiness from this half hour of entertainment. All in all, AHSOKA episode 4 wasn't bad. The saber-to-saber combats were the centerpiece. It could have run as the back half of episode 3 and made for a great episode by cutting out the filler of which both episodes have their fair share. I'll be back next time for an old Master Apprentice dream team up. Meantime, please like, comment and subscribe. If you enjoyed this, check out my similarly styled series, 338 Seconds Doctor Who. It's full of the sideways observations and comic turns you've come to love. I post AHSOKA reviews on Wednesday, and Sunday is Sunny's Day. Always Sunny in Philadelphia, my fave show. Consider joining me on Patreon, where there's over 400 posts. Okay, I'm guessing. Probably. Many of them are exclusives. Thanks to my top patrons, Art K, Director of Farset Labs, Makerspace Belfast, to Arsalan Haider, the like banger on Instagram, and Claire Dickson, who's running the Northern Ireland Developers Conference, which I think comes to Belfast in October of this year. And you can also buy swag at my Amazon store. Axel America and the US election race. A 2016 novel featuring parodies of self-parodies. Donald Trump, David Icke, and Alex Jones. Cover art there is by Sean Duffield, whose voice you'll have heard on this video. Thanks, Sean, and to Suzi Kaner doing the voice in the studio. You can check out Sean's art on Instagram at sduffield9 and his graphic novel publications on Amazon, link in the description. Sean's hard at work on the cover of my next book, Coastlines After Dark, due in October. And that has a foreword by Alison, YouTube legend Pregler. Oh, and here's a sneak peek at the proof copy of my 2025 novel, Thor's Day and Juno. That's coming out with a new cover by John Robbins. John designed a look of chaos magic, my first book of poetry. And his own novella, Death to Everyone, is on Amazon now. A distinctly Irish tale of mayhem, murder, and introvert eccentricity. And one more. I co-host a podcast called I've Never Read Discord with Belfast scriptwriter PJ Hart. Each episode I get to try one of Sir Terry Pratchett's beautiful tales for the first time. The episode covering Masquerade should be out about now on all good pod platforms and on YouTube. The links are in the description. Thank you very much for sitting through these plugs. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments and getting into episode 5.